Kabbalah for Complete Life Management. Chapter 3. Rabbi Michael-ben-Pesach Portnaar. What is the true Kabbalah teaching? Nowadays you can see in shops a gigantic offering of Kabbalistic literature. In all prefaces, the authors are promising they will reveal to you all the secrets of the Kabbalah. There are a lot of centers, clubs for studying the Kabbalah. This only shows us it is the right time for spreading out the teaching of Kabbalah. It doesn't matter how many materials there are for to sell Kabbalah. The next phase will be the developing of the true sources of these many books. People will come to common sense and leave the lie behind and come to the true revealing of the true Kabbalah teaching, and this will happen all around the world. When one isn't ready, it is a shame. He will miss the train. Therefore, all the books spreading out the Kabbalah at this moment, even with the most ridiculous ideas or only with the profit in mind, it is good too. As a rule, every type of center makes a study of their own sources, but not the true, original, because they miss the classical Kabbalistic education. About reincarnation. Every new generation represents a former generation in new bodies. This will lead to further development of humanity. From generation to generation, we are collecting experiences. What is new in our generation will be embedded within the next generation. This is a fact. And it becomes natural, clear knowledge leaving all doubts behind. Therefore, children are wiser than their parents. The cycle of the souls exists, but the cycle of the bodies not. The process of the cycle of the souls needs a deeper understanding, and this can only be done if we are studying the control system of the universe, and these systems are studied in the Kabbalah. In the inner existence, there is no limit for the bodies to be at the same time in this world and to be in eternity. Therefore, a Kabbalist learns the true principles and the laws of the movement of the souls. Considering other life forms in the universe, the Kabbalah is teaching us there was, is, and won't be another life than only we. Of course, there is the wish from people to discover and meet someone in the universe. He needs this thought for it to support him, but except us, there is only the finding of the light. There will be no one in the universe who is equal to us, no one for who is the goal so high as for us, who are living here on earth. There are no rituals in the Kabbalah. In itself, there are no rituals in the Kabbalah, which are, with all respect, mechanical actions. Therefore, if you see rituals or traditions, and this can be everything, it is not the true Kabbalah, even with the magic tricks of the meaning of the words, with the images of the sphirot, emanations of lights, etc., every image of the inner process in the human being, or the laws of the universe in common, it is only material for it to illustrate something. Kabbalah is the individual expression of the light. Therefore, it is important for every person individual. So if someone wants to sell you a brochure, a red cord, or a very special amulet, it will only help the salesman. There can be eventually a help for the purchaser, but only psychological, imaginable, if he believes in the power of amulets, etc. There is no mysticism in the Kabbalah, either in all other teachings. It is only physics about the universe, and not only considering our rough material world as other sciences do. The progress lies only in the wish for to correct your intentions, and not by any improvement of your mechanical deeds. Your striving, wishes, and effort have to be focused on one point. All the wishes, intentions, and plans have to be connected with the light, the control system of the universe, and the very deep wish to bring yourself in agreement with it. This will bring you to fulfillment. Kabbalah begins where all other logic ends. Kabbalah begins where all other common positive knowledge ends. When this knowledge comes to the point of not coming through with all their logic, theory, and practice, the Kabbalah begins. There is no connection between the Kabbalah and psychology in what kind of form ever. Despite all the experiments with the psyche of the human, one can't come outside the central limits of the normal psychology. There are so many levels in the physical and in the mental body of people, but most of them in in an undiscovered aspect. You can call this a secret, but because it is an unknown land for us at this moment. It is the same with every science and technique. In the future, many secrets will be revealed, and then they aren't secrets anymore. With the science of today, we can discover many things, but not the laws of the universe, because there is no material. The Kabbalah is also named the secret teaching because she will be a secret for the outside world. The meaning of this is, there is no method, scientific or whatever, there is no material that can reveal the laws of the universe if there is no agreement from our side. We experience the world through our qualities. If we had other qualities, we would observe it differently. It is the same with the experience of the whole picture of the true reality. Before we have the qualities of the observations, we can't feel her. Just as in our world, all the tools and science are for our senses. But in reality, there is no new revealing, because at the end of all tools and conclusion, there we see the person who has to accept. Therefore, there will be no science or knowledge that can bring us beyond the true reality of all the fields of strength, as well in the universe in general, as in particular, the human being. But Kabbalah doesn't forbid anything. We will not say burn all the books, because the book of the Zohar tells us the faster humanity will go through all the dwellings, the sooner they will come to the true teaching, which will bring them directly to fulfillment. It is impossible to make a mistake. Kabbalah and fortune-telling. There is a common and constant misleading of absolutely everyone containing the following. Kabbalah is a formula that occupied itself with the fortune-telling, with revelations of the past and investigation of the future. Per definitions, Kabbalah is the revelations of light to every human being in this world, and not when he's dead. There is no hesitation in me to say there's absolutely nothing what will happen whatever you have thought about during this life. The revealing of the control system of the universe will give us a deeper understanding of man himself and about the whole creation. But be aware, there's absolutely no fortune-telling in Kabbalah in whatever kind or form you may think. And when there is a Kabbalist who knows, and of course there are, they will not tell you. It is forbidden for them to do so. But when someone has a certain knowledge important for mankind, maybe, and please note maybe, he may receive the permission for the revealing. But everything that would be revealed will damage us. How? Because it will take away our free will, and therefore the corrections you could have done. So there is the forbidding for every Kabbalist. Do not let yourself in with fortune-telling or whatever. Kill and burn all wizards. Everyone has his own liberator. The liberator is the light that pulls the human being to the eternal point, the point in which he has to return. Every person, every man will meet his own liberator. There is an individual and common light. The individual light of correction is there for every person, personally, and the common light lifts up the whole mankind to another higher level of existence. When this light comes to earth, there will be no change from the outside. It will be a completely inner uplifting. Every person will feel this in himself. They will feel they're living in the whole universe, and there will be no taste of time or of death. The physical body won't be of importance anymore. There will be no experience in the connection with our existence. There will be only an experience of the inner. This is what a Kabbalist experiences in practice. For who observes the laws of the universe, he loses the relation of the layers of construction. The light which uplifts humanity from the inside is named the liberator. And with the word liberator, we mean no person from flesh and blood. Of course, there will be teachers who will teach the mass the inner way to fulfillment. These teachers are envoys and represent the liberator. Kabbalah is no science nor religion. Most of people see Kabbalah as a religion or as part of a traditional religion. This is absolutely wrong. Every religion is built on knowledge. There has been a prophet, a person who have connection with the higher forces. These prophets spread out the knowledge, insights, belief, which he got from his followers and from them who idolized him. This fact is to be seen in every religion. Everything comes from a higher revealing, from the revealing of the light to a prophet or a founder of a religion. But the Kabbalah is a method that teaches you how you can find the way to the light. Kabbalah is a method every person can use without a mediator. The purpose is he may come to an individual connection with the light and to live according to the laws of the universe. People who already achieved this have left behind for us their way in the form of a method. If you apply this method in your unique inner being, every person can become a prophet, meaning someone who is speaking by way of his inner being with the light. Of course, it is understandable that these people won't support religion because their relation is with the light and is based on their personal wisdom and not on dogmas or traditions that were once built up during several ages. Kabbalah is named wisdom, Chochmat HaKabbalah, because the Kabbalah researches the ways of revealing of the ever-creating strength existing in every person and in the universe in general and in particular. Only he who has the wish follows the study. Therefore, it is forbidden to advertise the Kabbalah, or even worse, to win more souls. This is no occupation in whatever research in this world. In contrary, all the sciences of this world are based on the Kabbalah. So when you get yourself interested in the Kabbalah and you apply it on yourself, you will see the connections between the higher inner forces of the universal and our world. These connections of the inner fields of strengths are manifesting themselves in the physical, chemical, biological, social, intellectual, and moral processes and phenomena. It is not given to us to study all phenomena, therefore we study them separately, and in the same way we learn about them. When classifying the science and technique, there is a dividing in an artificial way. In fact, everything is connected with each other, and every research has his common subjects or objects. It is us who separates them because it is now easier to research them. In contrary, with the Kabbalah, Kabbalah connects everything with each other. All manifestations of material and the inner are bound together. In the Kabbalah, we see, for instance, music, astronomy, biology, maths, medicine, as well as several other manifestations of one and the same inner law of nature. By studying the Kabbalah, you will come to the discovery there's only one law, and this law is the subject for our study. The comprehensive law is to be seen in different ways in our world, in the quantum theory, biology, maths, and music, and even management, etc. All attributes are in the Kabbalah and can be used by science, investigations, the gathering and writing down of researches, receptivity, verification of facts, and their accumulations and structuring. This is the science of the universe, the place where we exist. Science about one universal law of all nature. At the level of our world, the common law of the universe manifests itself in a simple, summary level. By way of the inner, it is always there and gives his stamp everywhere. Nevertheless, Kabbalah isn't a science or a technique because it has an extra dimension, going beyond every science. It is the learning of to go beyond the understanding, and there is no relation whatsoever with religion, belief, or clairvoyant methods. When you ask a person who is a member of whatever religion if he knows something about the Kabbalah, he will answer, "It is unknown to me, and there is no interest either." And he's right, because Kabbalah isn't for him who is devoted to the traditional religions. Besides, Kabbalah develops the egoism of a person and makes the longing for knowledge only greater. Kabbalah is based on self-knowledge, on the apprehension of the inner, while religion is built up at limitations, to be satisfied with little. Kabbalah and the laws of the universe. The most important law of the universe is the law. In the light, there is the wish to give at mankind the ultimate form of pleasure. And from this law derives all other laws. And from this law derives all other laws. All what is happening is only the fulfilling of this law. Every moment there is a reinstallation of the strengths so one can come to the most optimal pleasure. In the center of the universe we see the infinite light surrounded by a system of filters, and these filters are making the light rougher. This rough material is absolutely necessary for a person, so now he can change his nature, to change the egoism and the altruism. Our source is absolutely unselfish. When there is a disposal of light, or an alignment to the light, it only means an interchange of qualities. When we become more alike with the light, we have come closer to our fulfillment. But if we stay stubborn and we cherish our self-love, we will go further away from the light and also further away from our goal. When we work and give effort to come closer to the light, to come in agreement with the qualities of the light on our own strength, we escape from the binding strings and we save ourselves from unnecessary suffering. But when we stay stubborn and don't change our qualities into the qualities of light, we will experience in the same measure nuisances, illness, problems, etc. It is the consequences of ignoring of the light. In and with the Kabbalah, we will learn how we can stay in every situation conscious and aware of how to come closer to the light before the binding strength has caught up with us. All the negativity we experience in our world is only the consequence of the experience of the other side of the light, the binding, correcting strength. When you follow the laws of the universe, you will come to fulfillment. And through this, you are helping the whole world. Your light of corrections will be added in our world. The high government will be softened in your experience. Instead of severity, there is mercy. Therefore, the Kabbalah is absolutely a practical instruction for how to come, in all its simplicity, to live a good life. In our time, we see radical changes. In these changes, we can see the government of the whole world was, is, and always will be according to a strict plan from above. But nowadays, we feel the high government is sending us the strength to be a participant in this law. At first, we were as puppets on a string, and there was an automatically attitude concerning the development process. Now we have to be active, self-conscious, and aware to fulfill this process in a close cooperation. When there isn't the wish of the inner uplifting, the binding strengths will force us over and over again. There won't be a peaceful place on earth. There will be no place where one can feel himself safe and at ease. He will be haunted by grief and sorrow, and then he will see the reason for his misery, and that is the moment because unconsciously he knows how to act. He knows it is not good when he's beaten and doesn't know why. One doesn't need any pre-knowledge to start with Kabbalah because it is about you and your relation with the light. When one wishes to work with his inner being, he will have the feeling that is to compare with a newborn child who comes wet and naked on earth. But why do I need this? To learn something extra about the outside world? No. It is to take destiny in your own hands, to know your inner world so you can make something worthwhile of your life, the best of it and no less. The Kabbalah in this world. The Kabbalah emphasizes one has to live active in this world. He has to work, have a family, children, serve the army, get an education, and the will to learn. And with all of this, in every action, he has to realize the high goal of the existence and to live in connection with the light that gives him the real life. Only when we live completely and make use of everything there is without selecting or by wishful thinking, but with his own vision, one can come to his ultimate fulfillment. Therefore, Kabbalah doesn't say you have to fast to isolate yourself from the world or punish yourself or have self-control in anything, including the vows of chastity, the fear of punishment in this world or in the life, etc. These human practices only lead you further away from light to unnecessary suffering and no liberation.